This is Nazo on Underworld Evolution. So we're going to talk about Mpambani, Ignatius Phikolomzi Mpambani. That is his full name. He was born somewhere in 1980s, a South African. And in his youth, he attended school at St. Dominic's College, where he went through his lower and higher school up until he got his matric in 1997. Now, from 1997 onwards, he went to the Texas Southern University in Houston, Texas, where he trained for finances. In the same institute, in 2003, he got his MBA. Upon arrival in South Africa, he got a lucrative job as an investment banker in upon arrival in South Africa, he got a gig as an investment banker in Standard Bank. Now that lasted for something about around 6 to 8 months, and then from there he started getting lucrative positions in the private sector, all the way until he got to be a CEO in such companies. Then I think 2013 he formed his own company called Diamond Hill. Now Diamond Hill was built specifically as a tenderpreneurship company. In 2014 they formed a joint venture with a guy called Eddie Sodi. Eddie Sodi and Mpambani formed a joint venture. Now Eddie Sodi's company is called Blackhead Consulting. They came together. Blackhead Consulting - Diamond Hill joint venture was given the Free State government's tender to audit and assess the asbestos roofing in all of the Free State. Now, these guys were just to count the number and status of the roofing in South Africa's Free State province. Now, these guys, they were supposed to do that. So what they charged was 255 million rands just to do the assessing. For whatever reason, this was passed and they got the job. So they began in 2014. They worked all the way to 2016. In 2018, Blackhead Consulting took Diamond Hill to court, saying that Diamond Hill did not honor the agreement they had, in that the last payment that they were given, which was around 77 million, was supposed to be shared equally. That means this last portion was their actual profit equally, but instead Ego put it into his personal account, and then he said to hell with Eddie Sodi. Where they went to court, and then afterwards 6 months later or 8 months later, in June 2017, Mpambani, Ignatius Mpambani, was shot dead in broad daylight in front of a bank in Santon, on Bowling Avenue in Santon. Now, and in the boot of his car there was 5 million in cash, which the guys who shot him up didn't even touch, and the guy was straight from the bank. The man had his Bentley, he had 5 million, and none of it was touched. The only thing that happened is he got shot. 4 men took him out, and then that was the end of him. So going backwards, we found that the actual tender to do all this was only 20 million. So the agreement that all the proceeds will be paid into Diamond Hill account, and then Diamond Hill will pay all the required suppliers. The money from Diamond Hill was able to be traced all the way back to Ace Makgashule, the premier of the Free State. Diamond Hill paid sponsorships for Makgashule's children in school. In essence, Ace has not technically touched the money. They pay for the pitos that the ANC hold in the Free State, and they slaughtered, at one point I think they slaughtered around 500 cattle just to cook for people who are going to attend a gathering. All that was coming from Diamond Hill, the company. So at some point they even paid for the Free State Youth League to go to Cuba. My personal opinion is that Igor got tired of running around without actually having his own proceeds come in, because something like 150 million was shared between Saudi and Ace Makgashule without Ego being part of it. I think that is where the problem started, and then he wanted to pay himself with that last batch of 77 million, and that is where his troubles began, because less than a year after refusing that money, he was dead in the streets. So this case is still ongoing. If you want to follow more on it, you can read the book by Peter Maybeck called Gangster State. Yes, it will give you more detail about this deal. Tune in next time. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. So tune in next time. Peace.